Okay, now we're gonna continue the second part. One girl, please answer me. Did you see the PowerPoint, the slides? Okay. Now please mute of the microphone and just listen to me. Now, here now, you have to simplify each expression. 1 over x to the power negative 7. The first step, 1 over, I'm sorry, now, yeah, here, what? Now I'm 22. I will start to talk about 22. Now look here, 1 over x to the power negative 7. Now, every time when I see a negative exponents, I have to remember that I have to do the reciprocal, then the opposite. So 1 over x, the reciprocal of 1 over x is what? Is x. Then, what is the opposite of negative 7? It is positive 7. Now, please girls, turn off the microphone. Now, 1, number 24, 1 over c to the power negative 1. What is the reciprocal of 1 over c? It is c. And what is the reciprocal of, the opposite of negative 1? It is positive 1. So c to the power 1 is what? Is c. Number 25, 3 to the power negative 2 multiply by 1 over n. I expand it. Okay? Now, 3 to the power negative n, negative 2, sorry, multiply by 1 over n. I expand it. Now 3 to the power negative 2, how can I rewrite it? I can rewrite it as, what is the reciprocal of 3? It is 1 over 3 to the power 2. Because what is the opposite of negative 2? It is positive 2. So it is 1 over 3 squared multiplied by 1 over n. 1 over 3 squared is 9 multiplied by n, so it is 1 over 9n. Number 26. Here now, you have k to the power negative 4 multiplied by j to the power 0. Now j to the power 0 is what? 1. And k to the power negative 4. We're going to talk about now what? Negative exponents. What is the reciprocal of k? It is 1 over k. And what is the reciprocal of negative 4? The opposite of negative 4, it is 4. So now, it will be 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 over k to the positive 4. Now, number 33. 6 multiplied by a to the power negative 1 multiplied by c to the power negative 3 over what? 25 and 26, both of them. It's okay. I will repeat. Shall I repeat 25 or 26? Both? Thank you. Okay, 25. Here you have 3 to the power negative 10. Sorry, 3 to the power negative 2 over 10. I can. If you know that, if I have 3 over 4, is it the same as 3 multiplied by 1 over 4? Yes. Here also the same. This 3 to the power negative 2, I will write it here. And n, I will write it as 1 over n. Because it is in the denominator. Like here, 3 is up, and therefore, since it is in the denominator, so I will write it as 1 over 4. Is it right? Then, here I have now 3 to the power negative 2, and I have 1 over n. 3 to the power negative 2, using the negative exponents. It is, what is the reciprocal of 3? It is 1 over 3. And what is the opposite of negative 2? It is positive 2. And here keep it as 1 over n. Then multiply them. It is 1 over 3 squared is what? 9. Multiplied by 1 over n. So the answer is 1 multiplied by 1 is what? 1. And 9 multiplied by n is 9n. Clear now? Is it clear, number 25? Okay. Now number 26. Here we have k to the power multiplied by j to the power 0. Now, as I said before, j to the power 0, any non-zero number to the raised to 0 is what? 1. Now k to the power negative 4. What is the reciprocal of k? 1 over k. And what is the opposite of negative 4? Positive 4. Thank you. Multiplied by 1. Now 1 over k to the power 4 multiplied by 1 is what? 1 over k to the power of 4. Exactly. That's it. Is it clear now? Now we're going to talk about now 33. In 33 here now, we have 6 multiplied by a to the power negative 1 multiplied by c to the power negative 3 multiplied by, or you can say over d to the power 0. It's like this. Now, D to the power 0 is what? 1. So keep it up as 6 multiplied by A to the power negative 1 multiplied by C to the power, I'm sorry, multiplied by A to the power negative 1 multiplied by C to the power negative 3 over 1. Now, if you write it as over 1, you can clear 1. Then, it is 6. A to the power negative 1. I'm going to talk about negative exponents. So I can rewrite it as, what is the reciprocal of A? 1 over A. To the power, what is the opposite of negative 1? 1. Thank you. Multiplied by C to the power negative 3. What is the opposite of C? 1 over C. Thank you. What is the opposite? What is the opposite of negative 3? 3. Thank you. Now, we're gonna to multiply the numerator. 6 multiplied by 1 multiplied by 1 is what? 6 over A C cubed. This is now the simplified expression for number 33. Please, girls, turn off the microphone. Girls, grade 8, turn off the microphone. Okay, now let's do number 36. Number 36 now. Seven S to the power 0 T to the power negative 5 over 2 to the power negative 1 times M squared. Now, 7 S to the power 0 is what? 1 times T. Now, look here. T to the power negative 5. Or look, I will try another way with you, please. 36. It is 7 S to the power 0 T to the power negative 5 over 2 to the power negative 1 times M2 squared. Now, it is 7 times S to the power 0 times 2 to the power negative 5 times, as we said here, is it like 1 over, keep it down, and here, if you keep it down, you have to write 1 up. Okay? So the first step, you have to expand it. Why I put 1 for this one and this one? Because it is a denominator I must keep it as a denominator, so I write 1 in the numerator. After that, 7 times s to the power 0 is 1 times t to the power negative 5. What is the reciprocal of t? It is 1 over t. And what is the opposite of negative 5? It is 5. Okay. Then 1 over 2 to the power negative 1. Here I have negative exponents. Every time, everywhere I see negative exponents, I have to do 2 steps. Reciprocal, then opposite. So, negative exponents, I mean 2 steps. Reciprocal and opposite. What is the reciprocal of 1 over 2? It is 2. Thank you. And what is the opposite of negative 1? 1. Thank you. Now here, 1 over m squared. Keep it as 1 over m squared. Then, now let's multiply the numerator. 7 multiplied by 1. 7 multiplied by 1. 7 multiplied by 2. 14. Then, going now down, we are going now to talk about what now? The denominator. T to the power 5 times m squared. And this is now the simplified expression for number 36. Is it clear now? Okay. 7 multiplied by 2. Okay. Now problem number 3. What is the value of 3 s cubed t to the power negative 2? Here now, you have to do 2 steps. You have to simplify, then you have to put s and evaluate the simplified expression and find the final answer. Look here. 3 s cubed t to the power negative 2. This is now my expression. I want now to simplify it. So the first step, you have to simplify it. It's gonna be right like 3 s cubed and t to the power negative 2. I can write it as 1 over t squared using the negative exponents. Is it right? Okay, so over t squared. So this is now the first step. I rewrite the expression in the simplest form. Then, did I finish? No, because he didn't tell me write it as its simplest form. He writes me, or he wants me to evaluate and find the value. If s is 2 and t is negative 3. Let's now to what? To substitute. If s is 2, so you have to write it as 3. Instead of s, write 2 to the power what? 3 over t. What is the value of t? It's negative 3 squared. Yes, so it will be 3 multiplied by 2 to power 3 is what? 8, which is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2. Guys, you have to know something. Calculator is not allowed. Okay? Yeah. In grade 10, inshallah, I will let you. I have to rewrite it here. Look here. Oops. Look here, it's 3s cubed and t to the power -2. I can rewrite it as 1 over t squared. That's why I divide it. Is it clear? Yes. Yes. Yes, I told you before. Because if you write it like this or like this one, it's mean it's -3 multiplied by -3, which is 9. But, لا, I'm sorry. If you have negative, if you have -3 squared, and if you have -3 squared, the first one, it's mean that the base here only is 3. So 3 squared is 9, and you put negative before. But here, it's mean that the base is -3. So it's mean that -3 multiplied by -3, which is positive 9. Okay, Farah? Yes. If he told me that t is -3, so you have to write the -3 between the brackets, because this is the value of t. Now, so back 3 multiplied by 8, because 2 to the power 3 is 8, and -3 squared, as I said before, it is what? It is 9. Then, okay, or you can simplify it. 3 divided by 3 is what? 1. 3 divide 1, and 9 divided by 3 is 3. So the answer here is 8 over 3. Is it proper or improper fraction? Improper. Proper fraction, the numerator is less than the numerator. But in the improper, the numerator is greater than the denominator. So now what I have to do? I have to write it as what? Exactly, thank you. You have to write it as a mixed number. So, shh. No. Okay, I'm sorry. You know what I wrote before. Is it 8? It was 8 over 3. So, how can I write it? I want to write it as a mixed number. So, look at me. Here now, it was 8 over 3. 8 over 3. So, it must be like this. Square number up, and the 3 is down is must be. Okay, so I want to write it now as a mixed number. Mixed number. What do we call it mixed? Because it's a mix between a number, constant number, and what? And fraction. So number and something over 3. Why over 3? Because here I divided by 3. So the number down, it must be 3 before I start. Then after that, 8 over 3 is what? Is 2. Thank you. 2 times 3 is what? 6. Then 2. Now this 2 up, I have to write it outside, and the down, I have to write it up. So the answer is 2 and 2 over 3. Now please girls, let's give me 1 minute. I will write back. يلا أنس تعال يلا. Now, got it? 3. What is the value of each expression if we have n is -2 and w is 5? Let's do B as an example. Where is Masa? Masa, are you here? Masa? Masa, yalla, please, to solve B. Yalla, say with me. Here, what did you have? N? Masa? Masa? I want you to solve. Yalla. Now, n to the power -1 times what? Masa? Okay, I will solve it. Now, n to the power -1 multiplied by 1 over w squared. Okay, because this w squared is what? It is a denominator. I must keep it as a denominator. So if I write it as a denominator, there we have must be a numerator, so I will write it as 1. Now, n to the power -1, I will write it as 1 over n, because the reciprocal of n is 1 over n, and the opposite of -1 is 1, multiplied by 1 over w squared. So it will be 1 multiplied by 1 is 1 over n w squared. Then I will substitute. Well, instead of n, you have to write -2. And if, instead of w, you have to write 5 squared. -2 multiplied by 5 squared is what? 25. Which is will be -1 over 50. Is it clear? What? Repeat, please. Yes. Yes, yes, you can. Yes, up. Okay, فرح صح؟ صوتك زي لما لأنه. Look here. And here it like be 2. Farah says I can write it like this. You can write also like this. Yes, I write it negative up or down. It is the same. Okay. Now here. Yes. Master, I asked. Namir, okay, now let's do this one. I called you, but you didn't hear me. Yalla, now let's do. Yalla, Masa. Let's do. Masa, صح? Who's speaking now, Masa? فرح. طب يلا اوكي فرح. Let's do يا فرح number 39. 3r over s to the power -2. Is it a 3r? يلا 3r اوكي يلا 3 times -3 over 5 to the power of -2. Then 3 multiplied by -3 is what? -9, thank you. Over 5 to the power -2. You can write it, keep it, no, you write it like this. Keep it as -9 multiplied by, what is the reciprocal of 5? Sorry. This one is 1 over 5. What is the reciprocal of 5? Of 1 over 5? It is 1 over 5. Now, what is the reciprocal? 5. And what is the opposite of -2? 2. So, -9 multiplied by 5 squared is what? What? Multiply what? Ah, yes, okay, now then we have to multiply. 9 multiplied by 5 is what? 45. 45. 45. 9 times. Here you have 25 multiplied by 9. 9 times 5 is 45. 9 times 2, 18 plus 4, 22. And the negative sign. Exactly. The final answer here is -225. Let's do now number 44. Yeah. Look here. We have 2 to the power -4 multiplied by r cubed multiplied by s to the power -2. Now, 2 to the power -4. What is the reciprocal of 2? 1 over 2. And what is the opposite of -4? 4. Positive 4. Thank you. Thank you. Times r cubed. What is the value of r here? -3. -3. The power what? The power 3. Then s to the power -2. R I wrote instead of -3. Like this here. Type okay. Wait. Here, in number 44, it is 2 to the power negative 4 times r cubed times s to the power negative 2. Now, 2 to the power negative 4, I can write it as, what is the reciprocal of 2? It is 1 over 2, and the opposite of negative 4 is 4. Now, r cubed, keep it as r cubed. Now, s to the power negative 2, what is the opposite of, reciprocal of s? 1 over s. And what is the opposite of negative 2? Positive 2. Then, I would write it as 1 over 2 to the power 4 multiplied by r cubed. What is the value of r? Negative 3 cubed times 1 over, what is the value of s? 5 squared. Then, negative 3. I will solve now the numerator. Okay? 1 multiplied by negative 3 cubed multiplied by 1. Negative 3 cubed is what? Is it negative 3 multiplied by negative 3 multiplied by negative 3? Negative 3 multiplied by negative 3, 9. Positive 9. Multiplied by negative 3, it will be negative 27. So in the numerator, I have to write negative 27. Thank you. Now then, 2 to the power 4 is what? How can I find it? It is 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2 multiplied by 2, which is what? 16. And 5 squared is what? Yes? Who is talking? Dana? Dana? Okay, I will kill you, Dana. I told you that I have to multiply 2 4 times, not to multiply 2 by 4. Done? Then, so it is 16 multiplied by 25. Well, there is no time. Then you have to multiply it. After that, you will find the answer. It's going to be 27 over 400. Thank you. Yes? What? Is it this one? Negative 27 over 400. Okay, now we'll do this problem where we suppose that we have to finish the lesson, but okay, tomorrow I will try to finish it, then we will start with the new lesson, inshallah. Now as I will do this problem, then you're gonna go to the next problem. Yeah, now we will solve this one, okay? Now, using an exponential expression. I want to say something. Here now, a population of marine bacteria doubles every hour under controlled lab conditions. The number of bacteria is modeled by the expression as 1000 times 2 to the power h, where h is the number of hours after a scientist measured the population size. I want to know if h is equal to 0, okay, and if is equal to negative 3. I want you now to solve what does the value of expression, or I want you now to evaluate this expression. Okay, you have this expression 1000 times 2 to the power h. If h is 0, how can I rewrite the expression? 1000 multiplied by which equal, thank you, which is 1000. Thank you so much. Now for the second one, it will be 2 to the power negative 3. Then what is the reciprocal of 2? Wait. What is the reciprocal of 2? 1 over 2. And what is the opposite of negative 3? Positive 3. So it will be 1000 over 2 to the power 3 is what? Is 8. So now, which equal 125. Okay. Now I will stop here today. Tomorrow, inshallah, we will continue this lesson and we will start the new lesson. Thank you for listening. Yes. 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 Okay. Yeah. Yeah. You are welcome. Bye bye. Thank you. Bye bye. You are welcome. Yes. $125. 1000 over 8, which equal 125.